I was having breathing issues and stuff like that. And I felt like I was getting to the point where I couldn't breathe. And it scared me because I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to wake up when I go to
Wow.
sleep. So, and, the pandemic happened. And, like a lot of people, I know weight gain was big for a lot of people. Like everybody's in the house, people are ordering more
Gyms
food.
closed. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I got on the scale one day because I just felt a little off, and I
Mhm.
realized the scale said 399.6, and
Mm.
that scared the crap out of me. And I said, I'm never going to be a 400-pound man. So I ended up losing weight, by how some people say, just high protein, calorie deficit, and working out and stuff like that. So I actually did end up losing 125 pounds doing that.
Wow. Wow.
So
And,
I
and
was
and what were you do? What were you doing to lose 120 pounds?
so I followed this particular meal plan from another creator. I followed this meal plan. I was working out, following their workout routine, the meal plan. I lost weight, which was great. And then something happened in 2022 where I just got very comfortable. Like I kind of
Mm.
like celebrated too early. I lost the weight. I felt great. Everything was going great for me. And
Mhm.
so I just got comfortable, right? And I noticed my health started to decline. And now we're, here in, 2025. And I
And
got
when
to
you
the
say
point now.
decline, and when you say
Mhm.
decline, what
Yeah,
was happening? And
sure. Mhm.
what was happening when you say it was declining? Just the weight gain, or did you feel differently, or were you having any health issues?
Yeah, so weight gain was a big part of it. I was gaining a lot of weight. My work was becoming more demanding. I was sitting down more, and then I started to feel I couldn't sleep properly. So like when I was going to sleep, I was having breathing issues and stuff like that, and I felt like I was getting to the point where I couldn't breathe, and it scared me because I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna wake up when I go to
Wow.
sleep. So I noticed my anxiety started going crazy, and I was actually having severe anxiety attacks. And I went to the hospital one time, and I really felt like I was dying.
Mm.
And one of the big symptoms is like I kept blinking my eyes uncontrollably, and it was really a mess. So I went to the hospital. They did all my tests, all my blood work, and they said, "Oh no, you're fine. A little bit of high blood pressure, a little bit of this, but no, you're fine." And I said, there's no way I'm not okay. I'm
Right.
not fine.
Right. Right. Right.
And so
Right.
I was like, please tell me what's actually wrong with me so I can fix it.
Mhm.
And it's just like, yeah, I think you just had an anxiety attack.
And
And I
at
was
this point, like, what were you eating? Like when you started noticing the weight come, what kind of
sure.
what were you eating?
I was eating everything. I was
Mm.
eating I was eating so poorly. I was stress eating a lot too. So I would DoorDash, Uber Eats, just whatever was available. When I see the buy one get one free, like, oh, let me get that. That's on sale. Let me get that. And
Right.
so just I was eating just poorly. Fast food, greasy food. I could eat a whole pizza by myself, like a
Mm.
whole stuffed crust
I
pizza
used
by
to be able to
myself.
do that too. Yeah, that was me.
Man,
Yeah, yeah. Look,
yeah, like
I
pizza.
get it. Yeah, and don't
Yeah,
let a good movie be on. I'd sit down with my
exactly.
pizza, and that's yeah. I totally get it. I totally
Yeah.
get it. So Imani,
Mhm.
growing up, were you always like a heavier child, or
Yeah. So
okay?
growing up, I was always a big guy. I'm 6'3", and I've always been big. But I guess because of my height, like my weight, I never really looked like how much I weighed, if that makes
Mm,
sense.
gotcha.
So, but I always knew that I was overweight. But what helped me a lot when I was younger is that I was always athletic. So I was always involved in sports. I was varsity basketball at my high school, and I played baseball. I even played soccer so I can condition
Mm,
myself for basketball. So like I was very, very athletic. But of course, now that I'm, older and I'm just focusing
hmm.
on my career, my business, then,
Right.
I don't have much time for as I used to with, working out and athletics. So
Right.
that led up to it. And
And so you end
yes.
up going to the hospital. You go to the
Mhm.
hospital. They tell you. everything is fine, blood pressure a little high and a little,
Yeah.
but you're fine. And then what happened after that?
So some time went after that. I just kind of just buried it. I was just like, okay, this is just, I guess, part of what I'm going through right now. And then one day was just really terrifying for me. I was having another anxiety attack as I was trying to go to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep, and then I heard a voice come to my head and said, "Hey, if you don't fix this, you're going to die." And that scared the crap out of me,
Mm,
because I felt like that was real. And at this moment in time, I haven't gotten on the scale in months. Like I didn't even want to look at it because
mm.
I worked so hard to lose all that weight. I didn't want to face myself to see how much did I gain back. But I knew that in order,
And that's a
yeah,
difficult place to be in, right?
yeah,
When you know you're not doing the things to, keep the weight off. It's
right,
very scary to get on a scale and just to face that reality. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So, but I knew that when I heard that voice, I was like, I knew I had to face myself. I had to
Mm,
do it, and there's no way around it. So I got on the scale, and the scale said 414 pounds.
mm,
And I looked at myself with so much disgust because I told myself back in 2022 that I'm never going to be a 400-pound man. And here
mm,
I am, a 400-pound man, and then some. I gained all the weight back that I worked so hard to lose. And so I was just like, do I do this program all over again that I just did,
yeah.
and all that stuff? So the voice came back to me like
Hmm.
immediately after this and just said, juice, walk, document.
Mm,
And I was like, okay. I started doing my research online. I looked at back to Dr. Sebi's videos. I looked at this brother Yaki Awakens videos. I was looking at so many different stories and testimonies of people who went on a juice fast, and just regular everyday people. And I'm like, wow, these are not just these scientists and doctors doing. These are regular
mm.
people who
Regular
tried
folks.
it and were
Hmm.
successful at it. And I was like, okay, well, if they can do it, then maybe I can do it as well too. So
Mm,
that's when I made a decision to say, okay, you know what, we're doing the 90-day juice fast, and we're not going to stop. We're going to document everything. And the documenting helped me so much because I knew I had to face myself every day. Like,
hmm,
you
hmm.
know, and that was one of the biggest fears, facing myself.